My top three takeaways from the Tom Ferry 2023 Summit. What is going on, guys? My name is Chris Elliott with the Elliott Real Estate Team. My team and I recently just sat through, we did the virtual version, but we sat through the 3-day Tom Ferry Summit. It was an amazing experience, was really good for the team, was really good for everybody. And what I wanted to do in this video is share with you my top three takeaways, right? So first and foremost, what are you building? What is your vision? So one of the things Tom talked about was how he went through a personal experience of he was considering retiring at the beginning of this year. And what he realized was he looked back at his 10-year vision that he had set, 5 years ago, whatnot, all of the wild goals that he wanted to achieve, and that he'd achieved most all of those. And what he realized is he had run out of gas. He had run out of juice. He had run out of gas in the tank. And man, I can relate to that of you have a goal, you hit the goal, and the problem with hitting goals is then you lose all the motivational juice that you have. So without that North Star, without that vision of what you're trying to achieve in, say, the next 10, 15, 20 years, that big, hairy, sexy goal, reality is we all lose that steam. And then the drama of the day, the transaction falling apart, the client being overly needy, the other agent on the other side transaction you're dealing with, whatever the drama of the day is, it becomes too much and it stops us. And we get to this point where like, hey, this is not worth it. And we either just want to quit or we just throttle back to, hey, I'm just gonna, treat this like a job and I'm just gonna kind of go about and take it easy. Both of those are disastrous situations. You've got to constantly be renewing the long-term 10, 15, 20-year vision. What's that big sexy goal that I'm continuously going after? And that's going to give you the juice, give you the gas to throttle through any difficulties of the day, a bad month, a bad quarter, whatever it is, right? Secondly, AI is your new best friend. If you have not already, I would encourage you to spend some time to figure out how you can implement AI in your business. It is a phenomenal tool. The amount of stuff that you can do with ChatGPT and other AI products is phenomenal. I'm excited to dive in deep, really figure out how we can leverage this. Not that we can become tech nerds, but how can we leverage this to produce more content, to make our jobs easier, serve clients at a better, at a higher capacity, and honestly just get more done in less time. And then last but not least, happiness increases performance. So there was a speaker, Sean Aker, he wrote a book about happiness. I can't remember the title at this moment, but man, this guy was a Ivy League graduate that literally studied science or studied happiness, which is kind of a funny thing to say that you studied, but he was a performance psychologist. And what they found is that when people are happy, they perform better. And the other cool thing is you can literally manufacture happiness. And he gave three tips that I can remember. There were four. I can't remember what the fourth is. Oh, actually, the fourth is coming to me. So number one, you're going to want to write three things that you're grateful for every single morning, three new things that you're grateful for. And we've all heard this before, but basically he explained the science behind it is when you write something that you're grateful for, or you're forcing your brain to come up with three new things that you're grateful for, what it does is it forces your brain to start searching through your day, searching through your life of what you're grateful for. And if you continuously do this on a daily basis, what he basically explained the science behind it, and this was kind of cool, your brain basically starts running this app in the background, kind of like a phone or a computer, where it's constantly searching for what's going right in your world and what you could be grateful for, because it knows it's going to have to produce that later at some point. Phenomenal kind of having him explain that. But basically, it creates this kind of subconscious thing in your brain where you're constantly searching for the good in your life. And man, it's amazing. Secondly, exercise every single day. They basically broke down the science of as little as a 15-minute brisk walk every day outperforms any of the pharmaceutical drugs currently on the market fighting depression. So exercise, move your body every single day. Third, you're going to want to send out a text message, an email, a phone call to somebody in your life that you're grateful for, that's been there for you, and just extend that gratitude to somebody else. And then last but not least, spend 2 minutes, as little as 2 minutes on breath work, meditation, prayer every single day, just kind of centering yourself. And honestly, they've done these four things with Wall Street firms, with the Pentagon, with big companies, with big organizations, and they found empirically through the data that when people implement these things, their performance goes up, their happiness goes up, their health goes up, and they just live better, more productive lives. So, guys, those were my 3 takeaways. If you tuned in, if you're at the conference, I would love to know in the comments what yours were. Hope you guys found value in that. We'll talk to you next week.